Okay, let's do the old test. 1 2 1 2. Okay, let's do the old test. 1 2 1 2. Okay, yep, we're good, but I think I might need to turn the in-game volume down a little bit. Audio, master volume.
2 Porsche P cars, 4 back, 2 of them.
Let's turn that music volume all the way down so I don't get hit with a copyright. Yep, save, assist. Well, we'll see what happens. Let me see here. Racing line is off. Logitech wheel. Global force feedback's at 100. Yes, that's where I want that. Back, pause, gear up. Pit limit toggler. Guess for the moment we'll put that here. Oh. Oh, I know what the hell I'm doing wrong. I'm using the controller. Pit limiter. We're going to unbind that. I think the pit limiter might be automatic anyway. So yes, save and exit. Dual wireless controller. Preferences. Let's see here. Temperature units. Yeah, we definitely need that at Imperial because metric temperature, I can't really make the I can't really convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Power units, fluid units, weight units. Go Imperial. Distance. We'll leave the distance at metric because I'm used to that part. Crossplay enabled, yes. Field of view 60 degrees. Yes, save and exit. Well, we'll see what these graphics look like. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I might not be able to do the rank thing just yet. Because I might have to get do the shit to get my license. I forgot that. Let me see if I can at least get it to a custom lobby. GT3 at Brianza, let's go. And for this, we will hop into my trusty Corvette. And so, for those of you watching, you can see next to my name right there the PlayStation logo. So, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless Wonder the Man Lincoln Clay, and we are playing Project Motor Racing. And I finally caved in and bought this game on the PlayStation 5. There was never a question that I wanted this game on PlayStation 5, but I was coming up with several reasons so I could try to create an excuse not to buy it, and they were all legitimate. One was this game was supposed to originally receive PSVR 2 support, and then the developers walked it back, and I think that was due to Sony probably telling them not to do it rather than them discovering some issues uh, within their game that they couldn't do it. I don't know. And then the other thing was that I don't really feel like I was getting. I don't really feel like I was getting much use out of my PlayStation other than GT7. And I've kind of lost my taste for that game because of the dirty driving. Those who follow me know that I've got a back and forth relationship with GT7, mostly more on the side of not really feeling it. So that being said, I really wasn't getting any use out of my PlayStation 5 or much use out of my PlayStation VR 2 for that matter. So I didn't see any point in renewing my PlayStation Plus membership if I don't have any plans to, make use out of this PlayStation. So, I mean, other than GT7, there was no reason for me to have PlayStation Plus in order to play online. So if I'm going to be done with GT7, there was really no reason for me to have PlayStation Plus. So there was more reasons for me. In addition to the $70 for this game, I was trying to wait for a sale. Not only did I pay $70 for the game, I paid an extra $6 for the GTE cars when I could have gotten them as a pre-order bonus, which I already did on PC. So, but all in all, I came up with more reasons not to get this game on PS5 than I did with reasons to get this game on PS5. So, and then there's also the thing that I heard with some PlayStation 5 users saying that the distance doesn't look very good. It looks blurry, yada yada yada. Um, Actually, this is going to be the first time that I see this game in 4K because I run this game on my PC at 1080p on my 4090 PC, because one reason why is because I'm too lazy to go back and forth, switching everything up to 4K, switching the game up to 4K, switching the PC natively to 4K, switching OBS to 4K. And then when I come back and do something in VR, I got to turn all that stuff back down to 1080p in order to free up resources for the PC for streaming purposes and how demanding VR can be.
PS Network is mainly the reason people play on PC. I mean, you can't beat free, bro.
Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, now your comment showed up. PlayStation Network is mainly the reason people play on PC. I mean, you can't be free, bro. That's a little bit of a confusing comment. Yeah, PC is free. No doubt about that. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. PlayStation Network having it sounds like what you're trying to say is that PlayStation Plus paying for that $80 a year is probably the reason why most people play on PC, because they don't have to pay to play on PC. So yeah, if that's what you're trying to say, 100%, 100% agree. So I'd also like to thank those of you who sat through that troubleshooting stream I did yesterday, when I was having issues with my Fanatec wheelbase. And that was strictly a Project Motor Racing problem because I wasn't having any problems with any of my other racing games. There was a new update today. There was only 15 megabytes, and I'm assuming that it was probably to address that issue because I jumped on PC and played it for a few minutes, and now my Fanatec wheelbase is, aside from a couple of minor quirks, it's still working fine. So, um, I went off the tracks a little bit. One other thing I was about to say was because I keep I keep all my PCs at like
Yeah, the price to play online.
oh yeah, absolutely agree with you. Now, out of my 4 PCs, well, one of them's not hooked up, but 3 of them are hooked up. 2 of those PCs I run at 1080p natively, like I said, because
Did
of the
the
back
HUD
and forth.
layout crash your game on PS5?
This is actually my first time right now live. This is my first time playing it on PS5. I have not had a chance to test this game whatsoever. So whatever you guys see for the first time on this stream, I'm also seeing it for the first time. I have not played this.
Try it.
So
PS5 lacks enough first parties to justify buying a Pro. Aftermarket race.
definitely agree. So one thing I can't take any chances playing around with the HUD. Wait a minute, what the hell? If it runs the risk of crashing the PS5, I can't do it because what will happen is I'm streaming directly from the PS5. I'm not running through a capture card. If
Don't
this
do it
game,
until you get to main menu.
right, if this game crashes for any issue, any reason, it will automatically disconnect the YouTube stream. Come on now. I'm trying to get to the fuel, the engine and drivetrain. So I can't get to the fuel.
Does the PS5 stream in 4K too?
No, it streams in 1080p, but you have the option of streaming at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. In this case, I have to stream at 30 frames per second because the PS5 just does not have enough resources to run this game at 1080p 60 and then play it in 4K in HDR and possibly ray tracing. All right, here we go. This is my first time seeing it. Turn the volume up a little bit.
Clear of the pits.
Runs pretty good.
You know a good capture device that can stream 4K 60?
I'd imagine Elgato's probably going to be your best bet. I mean, but it's lots of them out there. But when it comes to capture cards, Elgato's probably the most familiar name out there.
You're on the clock now. This lap is counting. You've got 1 minute left.
Really, dude?
So do lobbies fill up quickly?
Some custom lobbies, some of them fill up kind of quick, but honestly, that's kind of a tough question to answer because this game did have a terrible launch and the game is still taking a lot of heat right now.
Session over. Checkered flag this lap.
You looking forward to AC Evo?
I already have AC Evo on PC. One thing that I will say about AC
Hi,
Evo.
Ethan.
Hey, Hellcat, how's it going? I just hit a 151.9. So,
Good, thanks.
that's good to hear. Visually, I'm not seeing anything any different than what I see on my PC. Soft. So where I'm stuck at right here is how to get. Oops, nope, don't want to do that. Where I'm stuck at is how to get.
You on PSN?
I'm on PlayStation 5. Yes.
I heard a lot of backlash on this game for the poor graphics.
Well, what I'll say right now is what I'm looking at.
It is what it is. We'll have some traffic in front of us to start the race.
Oh shit! I forgot to grab one of the setups. Oh well, I'll get past it. Visually, I really don't see any difference between this and what I see on my PC. Now, in all fairness, on my PC, I'm running my PC at 1080p, even though it's got a 4090 in it. So it'll easily do 4K, whatever, 4K, 150, whatever you want to call it. I mean, what I'm seeing right here, as far as I'm concerned, I'm seeing a sharp picture. I think the colors look good.
When the full release of Evo drops, I'm getting that day one.
Oh yeah, I forgot to finish what I was going to say about Evo. What I will say about Evo is when this game is finally done, I think it has the potential to be the best looking game in VR, the best looking racing game in VR. Right
yes,
now,
yes, y'all.
Yeah, Dan Sock, what's going on? How you doing? But I don't know how this game is getting a bad reputation for the visuals. I mean, I'm okay with what I see. I mean, nothing jumps out at me.
I saw a clip of AC Evo and Rally and they both look crisp.
Yeah. Evo, for the most part, looks good in VR, but it has the potential to be the best looking game in VR. I don't know why this game is taking so
It
much heat.
looks clean as hell.
It does. I don't know why this game is taking heat for the way it looks.
Get ready, mate.
It needs a little polishing visually, but it ain't that bad. People just need something to complain about.
I don't see anything wrong with it that makes me say, hey, they gotta fix this visually. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Jesus.
Heads up, you're not racing this back market front, so just get past him quickly.
Oh my Christ. Come on. Here we go with this shit again. Okay, so he's mad because he went off the track and he's deliberately going onto the track and trying to ruin everybody else's race. My God. Unbelievable.
The back marker is not in our race. Make a quick pass and get on with it.
People like that are what I call bottom feeders. He had his mind made up that he was going. I don't want to run the risk. I would have got taken out by him.
Heads up, you're not racing the back marker in front, just get past quickly.
I don't know why people keep taking a shit on PMR.
Give me a second, I'll come back to that. Well, I guess this Ian Bell, who's head of this, head of the devs or publishers or whoever, well, he overhyped this game, especially when it came to the AI. He definitely overhyped this game and was kind of saying things along the lines of, you know, that like sim racing has never seen an AI like the one we have and whatnot, and the AI was stuck on stupid and stuff. And I guess this Ian Bell has been known to do this before, of hyping stuff up and, you know, over promising and under delivering. So I think the hate isn't so much directed at what the game actually is. It's more or less what it was hyped up to be. Damn, dude got a 31-second penalty. Wonder what the hell he was doing.
Heads up, you're not racing this back marker in front, so just get past him quickly.
Oh, somebody actually tried to get out of the way. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I can see where the slight compromises was made in the distance to like the trees, for instance, but I think the game still looks okay. And then the other thing is, like, a lot of these people that when they make these
You're at the
comparisons and
halfway
throw
point.
games up against GT7 on console, to me those are graphics whores. Because if you're a hardcore racer, you're not worried about 4K, you're not worried about HDR, you're not worried about ray tracing. You know, only these glamorous ass graphics hoes is worried about all that.
Heads up, you're not racing this back market front, so just get past him quickly.
PMR is definitely a good racing game.
Okay, so here's where I stand. Honestly speaking, Le Mans Ultimate is arguably still the best racing game out there right now. But for me, I'm having the most fun on Project Motor Racing. And I would consider myself to be kind of a hardcore sim racer. Because God knows how many hours I got in on ACC and Le Mans Ultimate.
Back marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can, don't waste any time.
Somebody actually had enough respect to wait for me to get past before he tried to rejoin the track. That's what I call a safe rejoin. Good work, guy.
Be nice if we got Le Mans Ultimate or Endurance Motorsport on console.
Yeah, eventually. Both of those games are supposed to come to
Back
console.
marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can, don't waste any time.
That was a driver paying attention and not just looking out for himself.
Yeah, and I appreciate that too.
The back marker ahead is not racing for position.
I'm going to end up taking second place this race.
The back marker ahead is not for position. We need a clean pass. Final lap, white flag.
There it
Keep
is.
up
I hit
that pace.
149.
The sound in the audio is painful.
Personally, I like the audio of this game.
Lol at graphics whores.
I'll acknowledge when a game has good graphics, but especially with me, the graphics aren't going to break, my thoughts of a game.
Fair
I made a
enough.
mistake. I'll give it to him.
back marker in front, not for the race, just get past them.
All right, we had a good last fight. Oh, he did a 148.9. Okay, he was a full second faster than me. I did a 149.9, which I'm happy with that. I know I could get it to the 148s if I was in VR.
Fantastic job. You're on the podium.
Honestly, like, visually, this doesn't feel any different than being on my PC. The big difference is like I'm sitting on my Logitech wheelbase, and my Logitech wheelbase is connected to a folding table, and I'm basically sitting in like a folding chair. Whereas on PC, I'm sitting in my cockpit. You know, I'm sitting in my cockpit, and I got a much better wheelbase on PC, but I mean, visually, doesn't feel any different to me. And at the moment, I think that race just showed me right there that, oh shoot, we got to change that nationality. They got me down as a from the bloody UK. Oh yeah, cool. He changed tracks, so I'm gonna go ahead and stay in this lobby. That's one thing I liked about that update they did is now you don't have to leave a session. The host can change. Oh, he's the host. The guy that beat me. He's the host.
In under delivery PMR.
I think the developers, Ian Bell in particular, overhyping this game makes it feel like a under delivery. Honestly, if they would have went ahead and launched this game in early access, I don't think anybody would really be complaining. Even the people that don't like Ian Bell, I think they wouldn't even be complaining. So at the moment, I would say that Project Motor Racing, I'm surprised considering that they had to put these updates out for console as well. I'm surprised at the rate that they've been putting these consoles out. I mean, these updates out. If this would have been PC, then yeah, I would have expected them to put out a bunch of updates because they don't have to go through that certification process like they do with Microsoft and Sony. And I don't think they have to pay for their updates. I don't know with Steam, but yeah, with consoles, they've got to test it. It got to go through certification. And then I think they have to pay for it as well. So all that being said, when you factor in the console aspect of it, not to mention that they can't put out updates ahead of the PC. They can't meet ahead of the console. They can't put out 5 updates for PC and put out 1 update for console because they'll basically leave the console behind and probably break the crossplay. So my belief is that we'll probably all get updates at once. So short story long, all that being said, when you factor in the consoles, I think they've done a pretty good job at the rate that they've been putting out updates. And now they have addressed the 2 biggest things that was my concern, and that is the online stability. the ability to change the settings without having to leave the lobby, and most notably a radar. So now we are at the point where I consider this game to be functional. I think we're at the point where I could definitely recommend it on PC, especially on Steam, because if you don't like it, you can get your money back. You know, you can return the game for a refund. Um, I have to give it a little bit more time before I can say whether I recommend it on PlayStation or not. Because another thing is the game is $60 on PC and it's $70 on console. But right now, the game is functional. I'm good with it. There's nothing happening right here on PS5 that makes me say, "Oh, I'm never playing this on PS5 again. I'm going back to PC and I'm never coming back to PS5." This game is running just fine for me on PS5. I mean, what you guys just saw right there. I mean, that race went pretty good. The only issues that happened with that race
PMR
was the
does
dirty
still have a
drivers.
bit of game crashing.
They're going to fix that. I mean, this stuff with the moving the HUD around and it's causing the console to crash, they're going to fix that. Like, that kind of stuff don't bother me because I like the HUDs. I don't move that stuff around anyway. I usually leave it in its default position. So, vehicle setup. Um, there we go. That's how I get the fuel to. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. We good. Now we go to tires. All right. So I have to work tomorrow. Um, Actually, today I had originally planned to stream this on my other PC with the 3070 Ti because that's also in here in the bedroom with me. And so I originally planned to do that. In that way, I can answer your questions about how this game performs on mid to low range PCs. I still might do it, but I did say I was going to buy this game for PlayStation 5, but I like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then finally I was like, hell with it, go ahead and buy it. So here we are on PS5. Let's go.
You're clear.
Me get him greedy. Let me get out of the way. I gotta adjust my seat a little bit, and I gotta turn this doggone heater off because I'm getting hot. That sausage definitely unsettles the shit out the car. Oh my god. I don't know what that was all about. I guess I'll give it a few minutes. Mm, see if somebody fires up another lobby. Nord's Life. Nah, I don't want to do that one. I'm not a big fan of the Nord's Life. It's a super long track with a ton of curves. And my biggest issue with the Nord's Life is that it's really I consider it to be somewhat of a narrow track in some spots where cars take super dangerous chances by driving on the grass to try to get around somebody. I probably consider Nordschleife one of the most challenging tracks in the world, if not one of the most dangerous. Um, Before I learned the track, I used to feel that Bathurst was the most dangerous track in the world because you're going up that hill with barriers to the left and to the right with no room to overtake. And if somebody tries to overtake you going up or down that mountain, they run the risk of hitting that wall and taking a bunch of cars with it. Um, while we're waiting for another server to pop up, I'm going to grab a drink. Okay, that's weird. Um, so I've got this game running on my PC right now. I totally forgot that I had it on. Oh, there we go. Now we got a bunch of lobbies. Ah, there we go. Ooh, Kailami. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. Yeah. Kailami was one of my favorite tracks on ACC. And excuse me for gulping. I'm having ice cold Diet Coke at the moment. Um, so when ACC was my favorite game, Monza was my favorite track. And Monza still is my second favorite track of all time, with Circuit de la Sarthe being my favorite track, 24 Hours of Le Mans. But as far as ACC goes, um, Monza was my favorite. And then I would probably say it was probably a toss up between Bathurst and Kyalami as to which was my second favorite track. Because Kyalami didn't have any tricky parts to it um, where there's some deceiving looking parts where there's some tracks where you have a corner that looks like you could take it fast and carry a lot of speed through there. Then all of a sudden the corner makes a hard turn and you get caught off guard by it. Um, I think like maybe turn one at Daytona might be a good example. You come in high speed and the turn looks like it's going to be a high speed corner. All of a sudden you got to brake super hard because the corner almost turns into a L. Qualifying. All right, he's giving us 10 minutes this time. All right. Let's get in here and set a lap.
All clear.
That could be a tricky corner right there, too, that I just went through. should have swung around to the outside a little bit more. I had the fastest first
5
sector.
minutes remaining in the session.
One of the PMR streamers is using a G923. Is it you?
Yeah, I'm using a G923. Damn it, I messed up.
4/10 off.
Ah! Damn it. I was trying too hard to get into the 142s because I was looking at about a 143 flat or 140. Oh, I forgot. I got to get moving because if you sit on the track too long, they'll give you a warning and then they'll disqualify you for not moving. And my tires are hot. I might as well forget it. Go back to the pits. Oh, yeah, put the normal 50 back in there. Oh well, I'll just have to. I'll just go ahead and have to take that third unless somebody can beat it. Yeah, the guy, he did a 141.6. He's on a PlayStation as well. Oh shit! Showed him he's up here. Showed him he's not a council peasant, huh? So yeah, there I am in third with a 143.4. Once again, this is a situation where if I was in VR, I do believe I could get in. I know I could get into the 142s. Yeah, but if my memory serves me right, on ACC on this track, I believe my fastest lap was like maybe could have been a 143 flat, maybe 142.9 possibly. It's been a while, so I can't quite remember. Well, one thing I will say about buying this game is that even though I have my other PC in the bedroom here with me, it'll be so much easier to roll out of bed and just jump straight onto the PlayStation. Just turn it on, jump straight to the game. That's that. Whereas on, PC, I gotta boot the game up, and then I gotta like close all these unnecessary apps running in the background that I don't need.
Are you using the stick pedals that comes with the G920?
Am I using the pedals that comes with the G923? Yes, I am. I actually like those pedals, even though, like, don't get me wrong, I like my V3 pedals, my Fanatec load cell pedals, but these spring-loaded pedals on these G923, they act like load cell pedals in the sense that it stops the car based on how much pressure you put on it, rather than calculations. So yeah, surprisingly, my biggest problem with this G923 is that it doesn't have much torque. The wheelbase is only 2.1 newton meters, whereas my Fanatec wheelbase in the other room has 20 newton meters of torque. So it has like 10 times the torque that this Logitech does. But for the most part, surprisingly, I didn't think I would like these Logitech brakes. But I actually like them. These Logitech pedals, I actually like them. And this coming from what I consider myself a hardcore sim racer. Oh my God.
My son have the G920, I have the Thrustmaster TMX. We are both playing Axe, he on Xbox and I on PC. We are both getting PMR for Christmas, so...
Ah, shit. Well, I hope you guys enjoy it. I have PMR on both PC and PlayStation. And I'd say I'm having just as much fun here on the PlayStation as I was on PC.
back marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can. Don't waste any time.
Oh, too much brake. Come on, get it together. No, I already cooked the back tire. Come on, come on, come on! I'm trying too hard now. Really? What are you doing, dude?
That's a back marker ahead, so it's not for position.
Time to sleep. It's midnight in Sweden.
Come
Really
on,
like your
dude!
channel, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in. Hope to see you on the next stream. I will definitely be back tomorrow evening. The back tires are cooked. Yeah, this is over. That back tire is cooked, and because of it, the car keeps snapping loose. This race is over. Basically, I'm going to have to stay off the throttle until the tire cools off.
New patch is available.
Yeah, I saw the patch when I got home from work today. And it actually fixed the problem that I was having with my Logitech, not Logitech, my other wheelbase, my Fanatec wheelbase. Because yesterday I was having problems with that wheelbase, and that update seemed to have fixed it.
Ahead, so it's not a position. We need a clean pass.
I see. Once you cook the tires, this game is kind of unforgiving. Because that right rear tire is still hot. Look at that. The car's trying to come loose again.
That's a back marker ahead, so it's not a position. We need a clean pass.
Damn, that tire's still warm.
This back marker in front isn't in contention, so pass them now. Back marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can, don't waste any time.
Yo at Lincoln Cleaver.
Hell, my guy! Wow! Lost it again, hitting the brakes too. I'm hitting the brakes too late, and I just cooked the tire again.
Back marker coming up is not for position. Get by as fast as you can, don't waste any time.
On the PS5 tonight I see.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to find a reason to use my PS5, my guy.
Deck chair setup.
Yep, you know it is. And the folding table. Well, I don't use the coffee table anymore. I got a folding table that's at the correct height.
Final lap, white flag. Keep up that pace and bring it back.
My lord face with tears of joy. So who is sat in your rig?
This back market isn't in contention, so pass them now.
1 second, Ham.
Just messing.
Yeah, I know you're just joking with me, but I needed to take a second to let that sink in.
They were on another level today.
Ooh, look at that.
We got more work to prepare for the next race.
141 flat. Holy shit. Once I spun out and cooked those tires, that was a wrap.
Not raced at Kyalami in ages. Good track.
Oh, I love Kyalami, Ham. Before you came in, I was telling the viewers back in our ACC days, Monza was my favorite track, and it was probably a toss up between Kyalami and Bathurst as to what my second favorite track was. After that, any track that I liked after those three, I probably did not like them in the beginning, but I had to learn to like them because I didn't like Brands Hatch in the beginning because it's got a couple of tricky corners, and then that going downhill and uphill, and while you're going around a corner. Another track that I think I didn't like on ACC that I had to learn to get used to, I think Masano. That was a track I didn't like in the beginning, and I had to get used to it. Let's see here. This guy's he's starting up a GT3 at Spa. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and join him. So, Dog Vader 24. I'll give it a minute or two and see if people come in. What's another track on ACC that I started out not liking, but I ended up liking it? Damn, I'm really having to think about that. Think Donington and Alton Park are probably a couple of tracks I didn't like in the beginning, but I had to learn to get used to them, and I ended up liking them. He's doing multi-class. All right, let's join him. It's already in progress. Um, he's GTS Spa. Come on, somebody, start up a new GT3. Yeah, I'm still thinking about what tracks on ACC that I started out not liking, but ended up liking. Uh, I think I like Watkins Glen. I like that from the start. Um, Indianapolis. I'm
I'd
not a
probably go Imola, Bathurst, Spa, Suzuka and Zandvoort as my top tracks.
Suzuka's a track that I like right from the get go. Um, Zandvoort. I think Zandvoort is probably another track. Zandvoort. Yeah, that's a track I didn't like in the beginning, and I ended up getting used to it. Um, Imola was a track that I liked Imola right from the start. You got that tricky chicane at Imola, that high speed chicane before you come to the hairpin turn. That's a little bit tricky, but if you can get through there and carry a lot of speed through there,
Monza I'd put near the bottom. I'm not so keen on long straight tracks so much.
I think part of that with me liking Monza probably goes back to when I first um, started trying to put in time on ACC. The more curves a track had, the more I didn't like it. So tracks with a lot of curves, I didn't like them that much. So yeah, the more straights that the track had, the more I liked it. And ironically, Paul Ricard is a track that I started out liking because of the long straight.
The Aqua Mineral at Imola, yes, great section.
Yep, definitely. Um,
I'm the opposite. I love the curves, baby.
it's funny that Paul Ricard, I started out liking that track, but not so much because it's kind of a flat track. So sometimes you don't see the curves coming up until the last second. Tracks, especially, when we're in VR, I definitely need tracks with elevation changes because it's easier to see the curves. Um, Whereas if it's a flat track, everything just looks it doesn't look like it has any depth to it. Everything just looks like a picture or a painting on the wall with no depth to
Yeah,
it at
need
all.
some elevation to help with judgment.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, Zolder's probably another track that I didn't like in the beginning, but I actually love it now because you got that real funky chicane that's got sausages, and if you don't hit it right and your car hits that sausage and go airborne, that's pretty much a wrap. The car's gonna the car's gonna snap. You're gonna head right into the wall. But yeah, I love Zandvoort now. Zolder now. Um, I think
I prefer Brands Hatch over Silverstone.
I love Silverstone, but Silverstone, that's another one, that high speed chicane after turn one. That's another tricky one that if you don't do it right, you're going off the track. But once I got used to Silverstone, it's another track that I ended up falling in love with. Hit the refresh, see what we got here. I don't no Nurburgring for me. Here's somebody doing a Sebring. Let's jump in here with him and hopefully he gets some people joining. Hell, Sebring is a track that I started out not liking because it was way too bumpy. And for the most part, I didn't like a lot of American tracks because I felt like some American tracks got way too many curves in them. Um,
I like Sebring.
yeah, I love Sebring now. Laguna Seca is another track that I didn't like in the beginning, but I love it now. But two tracks that I never really have liked, and I still don't like them. One is Snetterton. I do not like that track at all. Um, oh, this guy's gonna go ahead and start it, even though there's just two of us in here. Okay. The other track is Qatar, um, because it's another flat track, and it's another track where you don't see stuff
Agree I
until the
don't
last
like
second.
Snetterton.
Yeah, and Snetterton's got a real funny ass curve on it, where you start out you could take that curve at high speed, and then at the last second the track just bends really hard. And Qatar's another track that, again, that's a track I don't like. Never have. I don't like it on LMU. I don't like it on F1. Oh, he set it up for a night race. Well, I guess we'll find out. Here, let me put the sauce on here. And I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. Oh, shit! I followed him right off the edge instead of watching the track myself. Oh, 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 oh. And it took me right into the pits.
Watch your speed, mate, and don't overshoot the box.
Unbelievable. Oh, he must have gave up. He's not even moving. All right, let's go back to this Sebring. Please don't tell me I'm too late. Oh, 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 oh. With the American junk. Okay, so folks, to tell a little story, my friend Ham VR, if he's still in the chat, he's one of my best friends on YouTube, lives in the UK. Um, Um, I'd say that our friendship took a journey together. We were building our channels together, and he definitely went on to have much more success with his channel than I did.
Still
Uh,
here.
okay, cool. And when we were doing the racing games together, Automobilista 2 and ACC, when we were doing Automobilista 2, I thought it would be a joke to use the Corvette because I think when it comes to sports cars, I think Germans and Italians build the best cars. Like because I think like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsche, I think those are the best cars in the world. And when it comes to American cars, American sports cars, the Corvette has long been the standing what's the word definition of American sports cars. But I felt like the rest of the world probably considered American cars junk. So, which at one point American cars was definitely junk back in the 80s. They're better now because I think competition from Japanese cars, in terms of the dependency and excellent fuel gas mileage, I think it forced Americans to have to build better cars in order to sell them because I think in the 70s Americans built cars designed to fail. I think they were designed to fail after a few years, so you'd end up having to buy another one. When the Hondas came along and these cars got 400,000 miles on them and it's still running like a top, the engine's the last thing that goes out on those cars. The body will rust out before the engine will give out. And I think it forced Americans to have to build better cars. So, again, I felt like the rest of the world probably felt like American cars were junk. And throughout the 80s, they had every reason that we gave them every reason to believe that. So coming back to me and my friend Ham, when we were doing Automobilista 2, I started using the Corvette, as a joke, and I would always say, American junk because one time, a long time ago, I was playing Forza Motorsports with a friend, and he was using the Corvette, and as he was passing a guy, he said, "American muscle, American muscle." So I took that, and instead of saying American muscle, I was like American junk. And so that became a running joke between me and him. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep using these American cars because it'll be so rewarding when I win a race with an American car, going up against these top-notch, top-shelf.
American muscle.
There we go. So, yeah, I started using the
Hey
Corvette on
Lincoln, hello chat.
Pocahontas. How you doing? I'm not at my PC, so I don't have the button box to hit you with the emote. So I guess I'll say it myself. Hey, no stopping this train! Whoa! um. So yeah, that became the running joke between me and him, and I started and so now I pretty much use the Corvette just for the simple fact that I like being the underdog. So when I win, it's that much more rewarding. Now, the Ford GT, I love that car too. That's one of my favorite cars. And I like that car because of the history behind it. Because that car basically has a connection to Michigan. Michigan, the Ford Motor Company was born in Michigan. And that's why Detroit is called the Motor City. Um, and then, so those who know about the 24-hour of Le Mans in the late 60s, they know about the history of Ford and Ferrari. I guess Ford was about to buy Ferrari, and
Facts.
they backed out at the last second. and so I guess that angered Ford. And at the time, Henry Ford II, which with him being Henry Ford II, I thought he was Henry Ford's son. He's actually Henry Ford's grandson. Edsel Ford is Henry Ford's son, and he was an only child. But he had, I think he had five. I think he had five children, and one of them being William, who was the owner of the Detroit Lions. He's the one that bought the Detroit Lions. But I think Henry Ford II, he ran the company for a while, and so it was him who made the decision that they wanted to, because they were angry at Ferrari for backing out of that deal. Basically, he kind of wanted to get back at him by winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And so that's where the history of the Ford GT kind of got started. So I think they won it 2, 3 years in a row. And so the Ford GT from 2016, I'm not even going to bother qualifying for this. I'm just blabbing at the moment. Um, I guess I might do a lap or two, but I'll get serious when they start quali. But the 2015 Ford GT. So with that car, the 50th anniversary of Ford's 1966 victory at Le Mans, it was coming up on its 50th anniversary. So at the time, Ford decided to celebrate that 50th anniversary. Not only were they planning to make a car, a Ford GT for it, they decided, well, it's been, let's go back and win it. And they did. They went back and won it, I think, in 2016 and 2017. So that Ford GT, I thought that was a pretty slick looking car. The history behind the return of that car, the history of the Ford GT. Um, they haven't consistently been at Le Mans the way, like, say, maybe Porsche has, but I think the car is rich in history. So part of my reason for using the Ford GT is the fascination with its history. Even the Mazda 787B, that's another car I love, and the story behind that car. Yeah, I think it was the first Japanese car to win Le Mans, and the car was outlawed after it won Le Mans, and not when I saw articles and saw videos, they made it seem like Mazda cheated. They didn't cheat. It's that they were banning the rotary engine. So it was nothing against Mazda. That decision had already been in place like a year or two before Mazda won Le Mans, that the rotary engine was going to be outlawed. So it just so happened that they won it the year that they won it. It was outlawed the next year. So you know how the media sensationalizes shit. But the car has a unique sound, and then the history with that car. Um, the car was capable of 900 horsepower, but for reliability purposes, it was toned down to 700 horsepower, and I can't remember. It was something else with that car that happened. Well, I think there was a weight issue, and I think they were about to be penalized, but somehow they were able to skate around that shit. But I can't quite remember all of it. But yeah, the 787B has a unique sound, very interesting story behind it. So yeah, that's another car I like. I also like the Sauber Mercedes. Um, I haven't done a ton of homework on the Sauber Mercedes, but I love the way that car sounds. I love the way it looks. All right, this practice session is just about over, and where are we at on the standings? How many people are still in here? All right. Oh shoot! Look at that. There's 3 Corvettes in here.
Eyes.
Gaming Legends, how's it going? Well, I haven't had I haven't had one single problem with the game, so I'm good with it. Qualifying. Damn, he put 15 minutes quali in there. Um, all right, let's go.
All good, sir. A rig for your son to practice, I hope.
He's not into it.
On the clock, mate. Full send this lap.
Woof. Oh shit! In a blink of an eye, I forgot we're on the short version of this track. fastest second sector.
Final 10 minutes.
No! That's a wrap. The tires are hot. So let me go back into the pits. Am I the only one in here? It says these guys are on track, but I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so how do I spectate? Um, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, you would think I would see some cars come by now. But give me a second. I will be right back. Right back. Okay. Yeah, you would think that I would see some cars going by if it's still some people on track. Some cars going by. But yet, I'm the only person in here who's set a lap, and it's saying everybody else is on track, but I'm not seeing any time on here. So I don't know if whether I should hang around or check out another session. Everybody in here is on console. Um, I'm on PlayStation, and the rest of them are on Xbox. Yeah, I kind of don't want to hang around to see. Uh, Sao Paulo, yeah, I can do that. Oh, he's got it set for multiplayer, and everybody's switching up. Uh, GT4, that's Silverstone. Yeah. Oh shoot, I've already been on 2 hours now. Well, I'm starting to get hungry, so I guess I'll get ready to wrap it up here pretty soon. But I'll definitely be back on Project Motor Racing tomorrow, and I will be back on PC. What I don't know is I'll probably be on my 4090. That's I got the cam and all that stuff over there. But I was also thinking about doing a stream from my streaming PC that has a 3070 Ti in it, and then I can answer questions about how the game runs on mid to low range PCs. So, I mean that's still a possibility, but right now I'm leaning towards doing another stream on my main PC. Um, but yeah, I enjoy playing this on PS5 just as much as PC. I have not seen anything on this PS5 where I'm saying, "Oh my God, PC has an advantage. I'm going to play it there." I mean, the game runs excellent here on PlayStation, and as far as the graphics goes, it's under fire. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like any other racing game. It doesn't. Um, it's not the best looking game that I've ever seen, no, but it doesn't look like dog shit either. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. My only thing that I'm griping about is that I'm still stinging about paying $76 for the game on console when I bought it for 60 on PC, and I could have got it even cheaper than that if I would have went with a site like CD Keys or G2A. I could have got the game even cheaper, but buying keys from those types of sites, if I would not have liked the game, there's no refund. I'm stuck with it. So I decided to go ahead and pay the $60 on Steam. So if I don't like the game, I can at least get a refund. Over here on PS5, already knew that I liked the game. So as long as I wasn't hearing horror stories about the game being unplayable on console or something like that. No, I mean it was only a matter of time before I get it on PS5. Um, oh, that dog Vader, he's opened up another one. He is on Spa. I could give that one more shot before I take off and see what happens. Well, what do we got here? Cancel, rejoin. Um, Sao Paulo user. I can do that one too. Whoop, whoop. Come on now. None of that. All right. Let's refresh. Um, all right. So don't tell me we've got another online issue because it's listing the lobbies, but I can't get in. What the what? Ooh, Canadian Tire's got 17 people in here, but I'd rather do spa. So I'd rather do spa. So yeah, if I can get in one of these lobbies, I'm looking to do one more race and then call it a night because I got to go to work in the morning. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. But yeah, I've had I'm having just as much fun here on the PS5 that I did on the PC version of this game. So all right, that's not working. See if we can get into that one. All right, looks like we've run across our first problem. Yeah, it looks like we've come across our first big problem. I cannot get into a session. And whatever the problem is, it must have just happened because didn't have any problems before. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been streaming for 2 hours. Well, at the rate that the developers have been moving, if there is join, check your connection, try again later. So obviously my connection's got to be good. Otherwise it wouldn't even list these lobbies. Crap. And I can't close the game because if I close the game, it will it will stop the stream. It won't even let me create a lobby. It's definitely something going on here. Something going on here. Yeah, I think this might be the cue to go ahead and hang it up. I don't feel like doing the lights thing again. I'll do that off YouTube. So the next time um, I stream from the PS5, I can hop straight into the rank races. Yep, that's the cue. It's time to go ahead and hang it up. So what do they got for social? Huh? All right, last crack. If I don't get in here this time, I'm done. already taking my shoes off as we speak. Yep, that's a wrap. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up, and I will definitely be back tomorrow evening. I've got to work tomorrow. Pick my son up, and then yeah, I'll be back tomorrow evening. At this point, I'm gonna possibly say somewhere between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern time. So uh, make sure you've got the notification. Make sure you got that set to receive notifications next time I go live. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun here on PS5. We'll be back on PC tomorrow. And until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good evening, everybody, and enjoy the weekend.